Hello, welcome to tonight's live. I'm talking about relationships today, and this is something that I can personally speak on from experience. They are tough, or they can be tough. And they also run in cycles. So you go through that cycle of contraction and rupture and repair, and you go round and round, and sometimes it feels good and sometimes it feels absolutely awful, and you wonder if you're going to survive. Well, that's my experience, and I can relate that to a lot of conversations that I've had with other people. Some people are just naturally better at engaging and connecting, and some couples have learned to engage and connect in really healthy ways. Now, there are some behaviours which the Gottman Institute, they're a husband and wife, and they studied couples over a period of many decades, and they have created 4 behaviours, or identified 4 behaviours rather, which can determine the demise of a relationship. So I'll quickly run through them just to give them to you. And then later on in the talk, I'm going to also do a little exercise with you on how you can release some of your own baggage that might be holding you in unhealthy patterns in your relationship. So the first one is criticism. Criticism is destructive. It feels destructive to receive it, and it's destructive to give it. It's just like poison in a relationship. It's usually a self-protection, because when you're criticizing, typically if you are criticizing someone else, you are self-critical. You're never criticizing other people when you feel good. So contempt is the next one, and that's just basically where you treat somebody as with little to no respect. So you're not valuing them or respecting them. Defensiveness. So this is where somebody says, hey, do you think, you could close the toilet lid? And you're like, defend. And I have actually got a rule for myself which says never justify, explain, or defend, because I've recognized that when I start doing that, I'm giving my power away, and I'm actually moving into a victim state. So never justify, explain, or defend, unless somebody asks you, of course, can you explain what you mean there? But I'm talking about specifically in conflict situations where you're feeling attacked. And the last one is stonewalling, and that's where you just go cold, shut down, put your walls up. That's going to also make the other person feel disconnected. And human beings seek connection. We're a connection seeking being. So, all right, those things are all low vibrational. They're all destructive. If you or your partner is engaging in those behaviors, then it's time to take a really long, hard look at how you can bring in some healthy behaviors, some connecting behaviors, some understanding, some more loving things that feel good. Because if you think about it, the reason we like the company of other people is because of how they make us feel. It's not because of how they look. It's not because specifically of, do they do this or do they do that? It's how someone makes you feel. And, you'll tolerate things that you don't enjoy or don't like about somebody if they make you feel a certain way that is positive. So there's a lot that can be compensated with just knowing that one fact. So self-sabotage in relationships is also a big one, and I can relate to this in person. Self-sabotage is about self-preservation. Even though the result of self-sabotage is that you're actually destroying yourself from having something, basically what it means is that I might consciously want a loving relationship. My unconscious mind might sabotage that, because it's saying in the past, being in love or being in a relationship has hurt you. It has caused you pain and suffering. And so therefore, I want to avoid that happening again. So I'm going to sabotage the relationship before, it happens to me. And that feeling yourself, like I'll do this, I'll get out of here before you leave me. That kind of thing. So there's always different things that our unconscious and conscious mind sets up in the form of behaviors, and relationships can be hugely triggering. I always say there's never just 2 people in a relationship. It's like my past and me, your past and you, and often the conversations that you and I are having is really my past speaking to your past and vice versa. And that's why it's so important to do the work on the self and get these things healed. And you can be with somebody for 10 years and still stuff comes up. It's like doing an archaeology dig. It's like, you know, the deeper you go, and, you know, you might find even bigger things as you delve even deeper. And the unconscious mind will continue to bring stuff up for you when it deems that you are ready to deal and heal with that thing. So trust. This is a big one. Trust in relationships, because this talk is actually titled How to Feel Secure in a Relationship, and no one else can make you feel secure. No one can make you feel secure or give you security. Security is an internal job, and so is trust. Trust is not about whether or not somebody is going to betray you, hurt you, lie to you, or do any of those things. Trust is knowing that no matter what happens, you can rely on yourself, that you can manage, that everything's going to be okay. So I've got this, I can deal with this, I can handle this, because life is full of unknowns, uncertainties. We don't know how long we've got here. We don't know how long any of us have got here. We create a life that gives us some level of security. You know, I know I can go home at the end of the day. I know that the sun's going to rise in the morning. But the truth is we don't actually really know all that much about what next year's got in store for us, or the year after, or how long we've got with any relationship or person. So it's very important to be able to be in the moment and to be able to know that whatever happens in the future, you've survived so far and you will survive and be able to handle it. So with trust, it's also about trusting your value, trusting the fact that love is available to you. Love is your birthright. You are love, and you don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove yourself or fight for it. I know with siblings, often there's that instinct to fight for the parent's attention, and we get that in relationship, particularly if we had to fight for love or attention as a child. It can trigger up as an adult behavior. So basically any insecurity comes from a fear. So if you'd like to feel secure in relationship, it's about identifying what the fears are and addressing those. So fears are around personal safety. Personal can be physical, it can be emotional. And so if you think about relationship, that's a very big, the vulnerability in relationship comes from the heart. So we're actually protecting our heart, and what will hurt our heart would be things like being abandoned or rejected, betrayed, lied to, cheated on, those kinds of things, or even feeling powerless, or being physically unsafe or financially unsafe. And these things can be from past experiences, or they can be generational. So we can have either witnessed or heard our parents going through something, or our parents may have witnessed or heard from our grandparents, and it can be right down to the cellular and granular level, where there might be patterns in families of what to expect, or what pains or fears have been passed down in a family. So I promised you at the start that we're going to do a little exercise, a little process, a little healing process around some of these fears or beliefs that might hold us back from having security in and feeling safe in relationships. So what I'd encourage you to do, and you can do this now, is just to make yourself comfortable somewhere. Go somewhere where you won't be interrupted, where you can fully focus and fully relax. You might want to pause the video here and find that space. And now that you've found that space where you can fully relax, I invite you to close your eyes, or if that's not comfortable for you, to just soften your gaze and become aware of the peripheral vision, softening your focus and taking a deep breath all the way in. And as you breathe slowly, deeply, breathing in and breathing out, you might want to notice, is your in-breath as long as your out-breath? And you can just count. And slowing your breathing now until your in-breath matches your out-breath, and just focusing on that breath. And as you breathe comfortably, bringing your awareness down to what's supporting you, whether it's the chair or the bed or the couch. Just notice how and where you are being supported right now in this moment, and continue that breathing. And it's good to just go into that space in your mind where all the answers reside and connect with that inner you, the you that resides within you. That's right. And so now I'm going to read out some statements that may be relevant for you or may not be relevant for you, and I'd like you to choose one or perhaps make up your own. And as you do, just become aware also of the space around your body, the sensations in your body. Perhaps after connecting to places within you, spaces within you, sensations within you, from the top of your head, noticing all the way down to the tip of your toes. And now expand your awareness out about 1 meter outside of your body into your energy field. And this space contains an energy of who you are. And you can expand that now out as far as the walls. Or if you're outside, just notice what's around you even further than your body. Noticing any sounds. Now that you're connected into your body, into your energy field, into your mind, and into your environment, I'm going to read out these statements, these fears, and I want you to connect with just one of them or make up one that is relevant for you. The first one, I'll be abandoned. I'll be betrayed. I'm not enough, or I'm not good enough. I don't deserve love, or I'm not worthy of love. I'm not lovable. And perhaps it's about the opposite gender. Perhaps it's men are liars, cheats, selfish, lecherous, leering perverts, or women are bitches, sluts, cheats, whores, gold diggers, high maintenance, trouble. Choose one and connect with it, or use your own, whichever one speaks to you. And now begin to really go into that sentence, that statement, and repeat it. Repeat it in your mind, connect with it so that it gets going into your body, into your energy field. So you're really getting that sensation of that statement and how it feels to connect with that. And so now that you've connected with that, taken in that energy, I'd like you to now become aware of your heart, connecting to the top of your head, to your mind, where the energy enters into your body space, feeling a warm light up there, and then connecting to that energy of source, which is up above your head, higher and higher up above your head. And now I'd like you to just imagine that you are releasing this statement, this belief that's held you back, this fear, releasing it from every part of you, every part of your energy field, your body field, your mental field, your emotional field, releasing it from your heart. And it's going up, 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 all the way up, up, up to divine source. You're handing it over with the intention of releasing it from your life, releasing it from you, releasing it for the intention and purpose of transmutation. You're handing that over now to divine source, to creator, handing that up, and take your time. And just notice how that feels for it to leave your body, leave your space, leave you, leave your mind, all the way up, letting it go for the purpose of transmutation. That's right. And when it's completely left your body, when you've handed it over, released it, let it go all the way up to that source of creation where all things originate, where all love, light, healing, wisdom, and understanding reside. I'd like you to now imagine that there's a new transmuted, healed version receiving back to you, being sent back down to you, completely transformed, healed. This fear has been completely transformed into a powerful new truth, new statement, new belief. And you can receive that now, receive that with your feminine energy, openly receiving it. Feel how it feels to bring that into your energy space, into your body space. Feel how it feels to put that on. And it's like putting on a new cloak, completely changed. Notice how that changes everything. Notice how that feels. Now that's completely healed. And that powerful feeling of knowing and any new wisdom that comes with that. The safety. Connect now to that safety, that security. Connect to the truth, the wisdom. Connect to the healing. Connect to the learning, to the understanding. And as you receive this, perhaps words or images, transformation may come to you. Any wisdom you receive, just hold that within you, integrate it, make it part of you. And as you do, just notice how different you feel in relationship now that this has been healed and transmuted, transformed, and readopted into a new powerful truth that supports you fully, knowing that you are safe, that you are secure. And take your time. And when you're ready, when the process is complete and everything is perfect, just the way it is, you can open your eyes and come back into the room. And so while this has been quite a short live, other than the little exercise there, I want to leave you with something that you can journal. Actually, will be good. I'd like you to get a pen and a piece of paper, and first of all, I'd like you to write down what you got from that little exercise. Write down what's changed, what that new cloak, that golden light of truth, that transmuted, wonderful, changed receiving that you got when that was transmuted and sent back down. Write down what it was that you received. And then I'd also like to give you 3 questions to journal about. The first one, what do you deeply, deeply appreciate about yourself, towards yourself? Specifically in relationships. Let's keep this about relationships. What do you appreciate about yourself, towards yourself in relationship? The second question is, what do you deeply appreciate about your partner? And it doesn't matter if you do or you don't have one. What would you deeply appreciate in your partner? And what does your partner deeply appreciate about you? Those are the 3 things to journal about. Just recognizing and remembering the value that exists within a close connection and relationship, and that appreciation for yourself, for others, and being able to receive appreciation from others, and how that can transform the way we show up and our focus in our relationships. Now, that exercise, you can do that again for any different belief. Remember to just receive back. And you can imagine, I kind of imagine it that when I'm receiving back the transmuted, transformed belief into a powerful belief, that it comes down like a gold cloak, comes down through my head and comes down over my body, and it changes every cell in my body, and I take that on, that new feeling, and it feels good, doesn't it? So I hope that's been enjoyable for you. You can leave me comments below. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that now. It's just my local hypnosis, Naomi Stockman, and join the Anxiety Free Life group, which is attached to my local hypnosis Facebook page. Have a beautiful evening. Bye.